During this video, we remove the stock bumper on the JK. And we install this sick bumper from Hook Road. Hey, welcome back to the channel. This week's video is sponsored by Hook Road. They sent us a bumper to do an install video on a Jeep Jk. So here's the front bumper. Let's unbox it and see what we got. One of the best things about getting some new parts for your Jeep, it's stickers. You guys know where those are going.
On the trash can.
Well, we are taking the parts out of the box and, just going over the instructions, kind of looking things over. The first package I opened, there is already damage, so not sure how I feel about that. Check it out. So this is the first package I opened. Already significant damage there, and here, and there. Comes with the light though, that's pretty rad. So let's unbox the rest of this and see what else we got going on. Let's go. Well, there you have it. We have the bumper unboxed. And I gotta say, for the price, you do get a lot. This bumper looks pretty stout. You can have a winch on it, so there's a winch plate. There's a winch plate that goes on the back side of this bumper. You can do the stub bumper look, where you just mount the bumper itself. And then you can add these little wings on the side, these little bumper edges, these little bumper corner pieces, and they even come with lights. So if you wanna spice it up a little bit, throw these guys on the ends with lights. Also, the bumper comes with all the hardware. And if you do not want to go with the winch plate, here's a winch plate cover that you can put to cover up this gaping hole on the top. You have the optional winch plate cover for a license plate. I'm not sure how that goes on actually. They just mount right here. These little plugs can come out and you can mount the license plate right underneath your winch fair lead. I know you can get these shackles pretty cheap, but it's kind of cool that they come with the shackles for a hitch point. So I guess the only thing left now is let's pull the Jeep in and remove the old bumper and slap on this pretty rad front bumper from Hook Road. So the first part in removing this factory bumper, we got to remove a couple of these plastic panels on this bumper. The top one has two Phillips plastic screws that typically strip out, so we'll drill those ones out. And then the bottom panel underneath the front bumper, we can just remove the plastic trees with one of these tools. We got the bottom panel off, and these are the Christmas trees I was talking about that we have to remove. They're all over the place, so just find those, pull those out, and this bottom pan comes right out. Now we can focus on removing the bumper itself. You'll need an 18mm socket, and there's 4 bolts on each side. That inner one might be a little more tricky. Probably need an extension if you got a big ratchet, or we're gonna do it with an impact. So let's get after it. So we need more tools than I thought. Got this little combo going on. Breaker bar. And then we can use the 18 millimeter. And then sometimes the ratchet. Then I had this little guy, 18 on a swivel with an impact. Talk to the camera. I think we have to remove this little evap. I think that's what it is. There's this little container here. This little jobber needs to go because the bolts are right in here. We got the bolts out of this evap system or whatever this emissions dealio is. Now we can get to the bolts underneath the bumper. Well, there you go. There's the two bumper comparisons, the stock bumper and the aftermarket bumper from Hook Road. Actually, that stock bumper isn't too bad with those fog lights in there, but I think we're gonna like these LED fog lights much better. New hook points with those shackles provided, and those are the old hook points. And this bumper will be compatible for a winch, which the stock one is not. Alrighty, let's put that Hook Road from bumper on this JK. Well, we got this little thingamajobber back in. That's the technical term. We threw the bolts in the back side with those flag nuts for the winch plate. That hardware is provided, and that wasn't on the stock bumper. And we have the new hardware mounted for the bumper. So the only thing we have left is to wire up these fog lights, and we don't have a winch, so we'll just put the winch plate on, the winch cover on for now, and the license plate, and this project will be done. But we'll have to do that in the morning. It's getting late. It's tomorrow. Well, there you have it. We installed the bumper. The only thing we have left is to put the license plate on, but Hook Road didn't provide any hardware to mount the license plate. No big deal. We'll come up with our own hardware and mount that license plate. We finished up wiring the fog lights, so we actually had to remove the factory wire harness. So we had to cut this off and then hardwire our own connectors onto the fog lights. Not a big deal. A couple basic electrical fittings and some tools will get that job done. We put the factory plastic piece back underneath the grill and just reused those Christmas trees because that bottom plastic panel doesn't go back on with this beefy bumper. Then we just put the winch plate cover on since we don't have a winch right now. So we just covered that up, which is a nice feature on this bumper. We installed the shackles that Hook Road provides. Then from there, the only thing we had left is to mount that license plate bracket, which that hardware is provided. Now for my final thoughts on the bumper from Hook Road. You're not gonna buy anything better than this for the price. For under 300 bucks, you get fog lights, you get the shackles, you get a winch plate to mount a winch eventually, and it's powder coated. So for the overall price of the bumper, you're getting a pretty good deal. A couple hiccups along the way, a couple of these pieces were dented in shipping, and the fog lights didn't have a direct connect to the factory KJ, and missing some minor hardware. But other than that, I recommend this product, especially for the price. So make sure you check out hookroad.com, especially because the holiday seasons are coming and they're going to be throwing out some good Black Friday deals and some other good deals. So make sure you go out and get yourself a nice Christmas present for your Jeep or Chevys. They sell bumpers for newer Chevys and newer Rams as well. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time.